Okay,
There
there
you
we
go.
go.
How you doing, love?
I am doing quite well. How are you?
Welcome to Pop. I'm good. Pop. Welcome to Pop Your Shit.
Hi. I wanted to make sure I was on time because I was like, oh, she said 2 o'clock. I'm gonna be here on time.
Sometimes I be trying to be on time. That's a hard thing for me.
I understand. I understand. Like I put my kids out, put my husband out for a little bit, and I was like, I'm gonna just go ahead and make sure I am ready for being on live. Um, just in case to get some glitches out and all this other stuff. I tried to take a nap. Ended up drinking coffee because I was cold. Tried to go to sleep, but then was too wired to go to sleep.
Well, let me tell you something. I just got up 2 hours ago, but again, I'm 2 hours behind you,
Oh
and I'm
no.
up with your counterparts last night, acting like everything was wonderful. I have nothing to do today, but I'm here.
I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad.
So, if you guys don't know who this lady is, this is Lady Kreyol. Ma'am, she has colorful story. She has Lady Kreyol and the bookish stuff. If y'all don't know what this lady and go follow her like right now, I'm gonna need y'all to get in y'all know. Cause she keep us educated. If she ain't keeping us educated, she definitely is entertaining.
Thank you. Thank you.
How you doing, beautiful?
I am doing okay. I am doing okay. I got so much going on, so many things wrapping up at the end of the year. I'm just ready to be off work so that I can actually focus in on some of the new content that I want to push out for the next coming year. So, yeah, I'm just ready. I'm just ready for this new year to kick in.
Can I say, first of all, congratulations
Oh,
on that new degree, ma'am.
oh yes, yes, yes. Look at God. Won't he do
Look
it?
at God, because you was like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through, but who made it through?
Listen, let me tell you something. At the top of the year, accounting and financial business finance was killing me. I didn't know if I was gonna make it. Like y'all, I was ready to just I was like, you know what? At this point, we could just say I tried this degree thing and it did not work out. But here I is at the end. I am happy because baby, this is over.
I am so proud of you.
Thank
I
you.
can't do it. I'm not going back to school. I don't give a damn what nobody say.
Oh, I ain't doing this no more. I ain't doing this no more. I'm pushing 40. I ain't doing this no more. I got 2 kids. I gotta get through the school. So I'm like, look, baby, mama done went through enough school for everybody. I can't do it no more.
Mm-mm, I can't. Listen, well, my mama was like, you should go back and get your master's. I was like, absolutely not. I'm just not. I'm done. I'm done with school. And then I did come to a point,
Mhm.
probably in my 30s, like you did, where I was like, well, maybe I should go back to school. Maybe I should get my master's. And so I was talking to my sister, and she has her master's in finance. And I was like, well, maybe, what you think? She was like, that's not your gift. I mean, she said, not my gift. She's like, that's not your dream. Your dream is to start a business. So
Mhm.
focus on that.
I'm
So,
sorry. I actually work in tech. And I didn't always work in tech because I used to be a teacher. And then like as you know, with the education system, it's nowhere I ever want to be again. Although I was asked to be a part-time adjunct professor. So I was like, I don't want to do that right now. I don't know. I just want to take a break for a while. I'll come back to it and see what happens.
mm-hmm.
But I pivoted to tech about a year and a half ago. No, no, it's been about 4 or 5 years now. Look at me not knowing my time anymore because I've been in school so long. But I pivoted to tech, and over the past 2 years, I've been getting certifications. So I have 8 tech certifications in addition to 2 masters and a bachelor's. So I'm all schooled out, baby. I didn't went to school enough for the both of us.
Ma'am, I'm not, okay. I'm not going to say I am stupid because I'm not. I felt like at the time my daughter is 39
Hmm.
and my son is 29.
Hmm.
And to get those them, that they was a challenge. That was enough school for me. I went to the school of hard knocks with them.
I know that's right.
And that grandbaby, if she can nana you to death.
I know that's right. Love a good grandbaby that can nana now.
She can nana you to death, nana, 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 and she's older, so she's 12,
Oh wow.
and she's like nana, nana, nana. Can I, girl? You can have whatever you want. Just don't nana me to death. I'm changing my name.
I know that's right. I know that is right, baby.
Hey
Listen.
y'all. So we're just gonna kiki today.
Okay.
We're gonna kiki. We're not gonna do no hard. We're gonna ask some questions, but it's not gonna be hard. We're gonna talk about these books.
Oh
But I
Lord.
just wanted the folks to know that if you're looking for political content and you need some explanations, check Colorful Story. Check her other page. I just need y'all to go back
Yes.
and
Go
you'll
back.
get all the information.
Go back because coming 2025, I'm gonna leave that right where it is. I'm gonna leave it right where it is. I honestly don't have the heart for it anymore. I don't. My heart ain't in it no more. Between the lack of understanding from people, and that's part of the reason. There are a lot of reasons why I left education, but um, it became a headache trying to teach people. And when you have people wanting to argue you down about what actually is when it comes to government, something that you didn't make up, something that you can actually look up yourself, like go to congress.gov and try to figure out how things work. And someone tries to argue you down, like, no, that's not it. I feel this way. It's not about what you feel, it's about what is, baby. I don't have the energy for that anymore. I'm getting old and I don't want to argue with people. I don't want to argue with you unless it's
It's
about these men in these books. We can fight about these men in these books, but I'm not about to fight with you about the three branches of government. I'm not gonna do that, baby.
it's the basic civics for me. I don't
Yeah.
understand how you don't understand basic civics.
Hello, somebody. Like I'm teaching
We
my
went to school just like you. So
right.
did
I
you?
mean, and I don't come from an academia. I never created the content from an academia college level point of view. I wanted to make it as elementary as possible because I understood that the average adult does not read above a sixth grade reading level. And I now see why that is. I now see why that is because people really don't want to read. People struggle with comprehension. People struggle with wanting to understand that what you have felt about certain things may not actually be the way that they actually are when it comes to this American government. And to see people wanting to argue you down about things you can literally prove with peer reviewed research, I was just like, nope, baby, you can do that. You can do that by yourself. I'm not fighting with you today. Then
Mm-mm.
on top of that, people finding out like so I don't know if I told you about it, but there was a situation where there's somebody who saw me in a grocery store with my kids and decided to DM me and tell me everything that I was wearing and where I was and do I live here? Because if so, you may want to be mindful about what you post online. Um, and somebody else threatened to take me away from my kids, and I was like, oh no, yeah, y'all doing too much about American government, and I ain't doing it.
And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. So you and I are very much alike. So you have Colorful Story, and I have Black Folks Think.
Mm-hmm.
So my Black Folks Think is very popular on Facebook, and I think I have a Instagram page. It's not, I'll post over there and it the transfer over there. It's not the non-melanated black. I mean non-melanated people. It is the melanated people for me. I need y'all to understand your civil liberties are at stake.
Mm-hmm.
And you post a lot of information. I do a lot of reposts because I'm not getting into no more arguments. I'm sorry. I'm just not. So I'm gonna post it and I'm gonna leave it right here. Y'all argue in the comments because I'm not.
Right.
And they just gloss right on over it like it's okay. And this is stuff that affects you every day. Your local government affects you every day. Your mayor, your city council, your governor, they affect your day to day. Your sheriff, your district attorney, the things that you can vote for
Mhm.
affect you every day. And the misconceptions that you guys, because you guys are too, y'all Google what Puffy is doing. Y'all Google what happened with Tupac and Biggie when they was in their altercation. Y'all could Google all that stuff and know it down to a T. But when it comes to who represents you, who is fighting for your best interest, y'all have no idea.
Right.
I'm gonna need y'all to get y'all life and figure that out. And that's all I'm gonna say about it.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you because I didn't left the internet platforms and started showing up. Well, I've been doing it, but I'm at school board meetings. I'm at political meetings. I engage in civic engagement on a regular basis outside of this app. So there are certain things that I do that I'm like, I'm just not going to argue with people online who have access to the internet the way that I do.
exactly.
So I'm just like, I'm not going to do it, baby. I'm not.
Okay, so we're gonna leave them alone. All right. We're about to get into these book streets. You ready?
Yes, yes, I am.
So question.
Okay.
I need to know what your favorite standalone is for
Oh God.
2024.
Oh, 2024.
2024, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Because I was about to say, girl, because you gonna make me pick, and if I gotta go back, I'm gonna go back. So my favorite standalone of 2024. Jeez, you really got me with this one. Hold on, because what we not finna do is stump me on my favorite. I'm going.
I'll tell you mine.
Okay.
So my favorite standalone is Losing Control by Lady Nisha.
I was literally about to say that. I was about to say that. I was
That's
about to
my
say,
favorite standalone for 2024.
baby Caesar.
Woo! And Marley won't be out.
I was thinking about it and I was like, man, what is the book? And I was like, I was thinking of the author and I was about to pull it up on my story graph. And I was like, man, what is her name? And I was literally just talking about her today. And it's on my shelf. And I'm like, man, I read the physical copy of that. So I was all into the book in ways that I usually don't get into books while I have my e-reader, whether it's my iPad or my Kindle. But Losing Control was probably one of my favorite standalones this year. And it was my introduction to Lady Nisha. Like I want to read Finally Famous and Lucid Dreams because of her.
That's good. I just said, you're not going to be disappointed.
And
You're not going
from
to be.
what I understand, Finally Famous is somehow connected to Losing Control because of a character.
I believe so, but I can't remember because I done read 330 books. I don't remember
I
how the
understand.
collection is. I
Okay.
just remember Caesar, Marley, and the basis of the story.
Yes, yes.
But Losing Control is because it stands out in my mind. I'm going to say that's my favorite book of
It
2020
is.
standalone.
Favorite standalone, yes. Yes.
So,
I had to think about that because there are some series and interconnected standalones, but standalones by themselves, Losing Control is definitely up there for me.
okay, who, what, and this is gonna be a hard one, so just know.
Okay. Okay.
What is your favorite series or saga for 2024?
Okay. What you're not gonna do is play with my emotions. You're not about to play with me. I'm not about to play with you today.
I can't choose.
I'm having a hard time choosing, but I'll tell you who I'm having a hard time choosing between.
Me too, and I know who it is.
It's The Graham Family by Cami.
Okay, well, mine is not.
So I love the Grahams so much. Like that series, that was my introduction to Cammy. And I was like, let me just go ahead and buy her whole series. And then I first read it because typically I'll read it, I'll buy it sight unseen. And just like, I'm like, oh, I love the covers because that's what caught me with Cammy was her covers. But I was like, let me get into it. I got into it and bought the whole series for the Grams and then her whole catalog. But it's Cammy for the Graham family, Product of the Streets by Ebony Bowser, Miss E. Bowser. Love her down. Them Porter Brothers, the Porter series by Nina. And the last series that I'm going to say that got me into it was definitely the Delgados. Delgados, like the entire from Capone, Capitana to Capri, and I'm still haven't read 3.5, so don't say nothing.
I'm not.
Don't say
I'm
nothing.
not saying nothing. I even my reactions are in my drafts. I'm not going to release them till tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, I'm releasing Capri's 3.5 after I read it. It's going to be my last new read of the year.
Mm-mm. I'm just saying I'm on vacation, so I'm all into everything.
I'm really, with the exception of Hood Logic by Blossom Range, which drops today.
Got it in there.
Um, Capri 3.5 is going to be my last new read and it's my next read. But everything else is going to be rereads for the rest of the year because I talked about a book that is a new read that's a part of a series that I'm not going to tell y'all because I keep talking about this book. But if you understand why I got to read book 1, then book 2, and then come in the new year with book 3, y'all got to understand. Me and this lady go together real bad. I love her down. And she caught me in 2023 with her book. And I still think about that book to this day. And I've been wanting to reread it. So I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about it.
So mine is, of course, Product of the Streets.
Yes, yes, yes.
First of all, me and Ebony go together real bad. That's my author baby mama. She don't know it yet, but she is. Um,
Yes.
I'm going to say I went back in time and Latoya's Nicole's Love and War wore me all the way down.
Okay. I haven't gotten into Latoya Nicole, but I definitely want.
Right? Just get some Depends. Get some Depends. First of all, you're gonna laugh because she don't have the sense that God gave her, and her characters don't have no sense whatsoever. So read Love and War, then the Phantom Stories. No, then the Gangster, then the Phantom Stories, and it's a lot.
It's a lot.
When I tell you, I was floored because she don't have no filter.
Oh, I know. I've seen her on live, and I know he ain't got no good sense. And that's why I'm like, oh baby, I got to read you.
Love and War. If you can handle essay, then you're fine because there's a little bit of essay in there.
Okay.
But she had my mouth open. And then, of course, the Delgados. Them Delgados and the Infernos. And I'm going to add the Zoo Boys with the Delgados and Infernos since they're doing a crossover.
So I'm not hitting the Zoo Boys until the beginning of the year.
When I tell you,
they're on my shelf though, baby. They on my shelf.
I'm trying to go to Diamond Land and to Hood Shicey Land.
Woo.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm in the Mama group, and I know it be having the folks feral.
Listen. Tatiana, ma'am, I'm just saying. E. Bowser, you know we go together. We together in my heart and in my mind. Because you mentalate, you stimulate my soul, lady. And I love you. But yeah, that was so hard for me to pick. I could not pick.
Oh no, you couldn't make me pick one. Oh, and my rollout for the end of the year, that lady made it multiple times. That lady made it. I don't know what to tell y'all, the rest of y'all, but Miss E. Bowser, baby, when I got introduced to them streets, I became the product. I just want you to know.
So I'm getting a tattoo. I'm getting my very first tattoo. I don't have no markings on my body besides my birthmark. I am putting Mrs. Wellington Okafor Inferno on me because I know I'm a book Jezebel. I know it. I know it.
I know
I
that's
just
right.
said I just need a contract.
Oh, I still got mine from my book box. I still got my contract, and it's signed. And I just want you to know it's
Yeah,
going.
yeah. But y'all, I don't know who Book Bay is for you in the product. Book Bay for me is Santiago Wellington. Doctor, yeah.
Listen. I read Doctor's Orders, so I understand, baby. But I identify as Mrs. Wellington Pharma, and I just want y'all to know it's who I am. They can argue about it in the group, but I am Mrs. Wellington Pharma.
But I am a Quamere wife.
Okay.
I'm very serious about that. I know we be kidding and joking, but when I tell you, Quamere, he is the right amount of unhinged foolishness and mayhem for me.
Listen, okay, so hear me out, baby. Hear me out. So I am with Simi, Jimmy, and Menace, and we don't know a whole lot about them yet. And I am just,
Put it out there.
I'm just putting it out there. I'm gonna just throw it out there, just tossing it.
I can't wait.
And Menace, there's something about them that have been calling my name. If you remember, at the beginning of this year, Gray Huffington released Mercer, and we had the battle on this app, and I definitely will still scrap behind Mercer. But throughout the Berkeley Brothers series, that's Malachi, Makai, and Milo and Mercer. Mercer was kind of skating in the background. And I was like, there's something about this man, baby. There's something about this man. And I was like, oh. And then I read that snippet, ruined my life. I was like, yes, mine. Mine today, tomorrow, and forevermore. I just want you to know. Whoever needs to know, whoever has questions, I have the answers. I am Mrs. Mercer. So I feel like Simi Jimmy and Menace are going to be mine. I just feel it in my shando.
Okay, so in the Gray Huffington series, in her universe, don't judge.
Okay.
I am a law and Makai
Just
wife.
throw Lake in there too. Just throw Lake in there too, because them three amigos, you can't take them nowhere. You can't take them nowhere. I mentioned to Gray last year on this very platform before she dropped dinner at Evers and Lucas.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Before she dropped it, I said those three cannot be in a room together. They cannot be in a room. She put them in a room together.
And that foolishness and mayhem.
Whole time, no sense, not a lick of sense. Nobody had a drop, and I was like, "This is why you can't take nobody nowhere. Right here, you just
Nowhere. Nowhere. So let's get into the genres that you do read. What genres do you read and what genres don't you read?
so mainly romance and all the subgenres that fall underneath. So
Okay.
I'm really big on romance with contemporary, thriller, suspense. Let me pause for a minute. Miss Octavia Grant shocked the hell out of me when I thought I was reading romance, and that lady scared the hell out of me. It was horror with hints of romance. It wasn't romance with hints of horror. And I didn't know what I was getting into. And you know I don't read the synopsis. You know I don't read nothing. I go in there blind. That lady scared the living hell out of me. And I'm going to go back again. So I just want you to know, outside of that, everything is mainly romance with all the subgenres underneath. I am open to everything underneath the romance category. The only reason why I read self-help this past year as much as I did, and I posted about it, but I don't really talk about it on my platform, is because of school. I had to wrap some things up, but mainly I'm a romance girl. I am a romance girl. If there's no romance in the book, I don't want no parts.
And see, this year I expanded my genres. I dared to go into fantasy and paranormal. So I read E. Bowser's Brothers That Bite series. She wore me out.
I can imagine, and I bought them, and they're on my list to read.
She wore me out. Now I love her, but I'm not reading Dreamwalkers. I can't, that I draw the line. I can't do the zombies
Hold
and
on,
the
the
stuff.
Dreamwalkers, the zombies. I keep forgetting. Okay,
I can't do it. I can't crash out. Girl, you're gonna have me up under somebody's bed with a blanket and my son in here, and I'm gonna have to call my daughter to fly in and come sit with me and my daddy and my sister. I'm gonna need all this. Listen, I need the pastor on top of the bed so he can pray, because I can't.
okay. So hear me out, and I didn't talk to E about this already, sweetheart. I'm not reading no zombies. And it ain't got nothing to do with what you write and how you write it. It has everything to do with I tried to watch The Walking Dead 3 times. Within the first 5 minutes of that show, of episode 1, I have fallen asleep. I am not a zombie kind of girl, but you give me some vigors, give me the vampires. Give me the vampires, baby. I will show up and show out. Take my coins. Just keep me in the vampire universe when we're talking about romance and paranormal. Paranormal with hints of romance, I'm there. Paranormal with hints of erotica, I am there. Baby, them zombies, don't bring them over here. Don't bring them over here.
And then Victoria C got me with this dark romance, and her and Darlene Cunningham. Darlene took me over the edge. I'm not gonna even lie. I'm not gonna hold y'all long. She took me over the edge. Darlene. She just went there. She said fall over the cliff. Fall over the cliff.
Okay, so Ebony said, he said that there is no romance in that series, in the Brothers That Bite series. Is there hunches?
Hold on. Hold on.
I'm gonna read it.
Not in the Brothers That Bite. Everybody doing what they do.
Oh, okay, then yes, I'm gonna read it.
But I don't know about
Oh,
Dreamwalker.
Dreamwalker. Oh, she said no hunching, no romance in Dreamwalker. No,
yeah, girl. So I love you down. You know this. So this podcast would not be had we not even talked about it.
So the other part about zombies I don't like is that they dirty. And you know how I feel about hygiene. You know how I feel about hygiene. I can't do it. I can't do it. You can walk in them dreams as much as you want as a zombie, but if you don't wash your ass, I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't. I'm sorry.
I'm not playing with you today. I'm not playing with you. So what about erotica?
Okay.
Do you partake?
Oh yes, heavily. Yes, in heavy doses. Yes. I am a connoisseur of the erotica. And I go to church on Sunday. Amen.
I think I got the wrong hat on. This is the hat I'm supposed to have.
I know that's right. Amen. I couldn't find me a good hat to go with my outfit today, but I got you on another one. Baby, listen.
That was what I was going to wear, but my face was so you couldn't see me. So I said, I'm just going to put these reindeers on because it's Christmas. So, but this is what I'm supposed to have on today. I love Jesus because I knew I was going to need it with this one here.
I just want you to know we all love the Lord's. We love the Lord's over here. We lay it low, we spread it wide, and we pray about it later on.
I'm Raven, I'm not playing with you. We not late. Okay, I'm with you. Okay, okay, all right. So, which is hard for me to do. Who is your book boyfriend?
Okay,
I
so
don't.
out of what this year?
That might be easier.
Because we may have a rotation going on over here. We
Because
may.
it's definitely one on my side.
I'm just saying, because we got boyfriends, we got sneaky links, we got second husbands. Because you know I'm married. I got a second husband, and
Okay, so who's the second husband?
so my second husband. Oh God, my second husband is definitely Mercer because I read
Okay.
him this year. He's we go together real bad. We go together real bad. My sneaky link, where he at, Lord? My sneaky link is definitely going to be. Well, no, my boyfriend. Let me go to my boyfriend. Is Cree. Do you remember Cree
Uh huh.
from Brienne Danae's
Uh huh.
Here with You Forever?
Uh huh.
My sneaky link, though. Okay, okay. It's got to be. Hold on, I gotta get it right because you know I gotta keep up with names. I told you this is a rotation. It's 9 from Pieces of Me.
Okay. Okay.
That's my sneaky link.
So I'm gonna. Okay. I don't have a husband. So, but my book husband. You said what is it? Book husband.
Mercer.
Your
My
okay.
book,
What's the other category?
book husband, boyfriend, and sneaky link.
Okay. My book husband is again. I'm in a polyamorous relationship.
Okay,
So
I'm with you.
it's Quamer Inferno,
Okay.
uh, Santiago Wellington, and um, Ezra Okafor.
Who's Ezra? Oh,
Ezra is from Ethic.
from Ethic. Okay, I haven't read Ethic yet. I
Girl,
know. I'm behind, girl. I'm
no, no,
behind.
no. Get you some tissue. Um, write out your prescription so you can send her your therapy bill because she gonna need that. You are gonna have to get therapy behind Ethic.
Okay. Okay.
You definitely because she go through all them emotions,
Oh
all
God.
of 'em. All of them. Girl, she be wearing me out.
Isn't it like 6 books?
So Ethic is 1 through 6, and then she has Christmas with the Okafors, and the Invitation, and then she has Butterfly, which is 5 books. We waiting on book 6, and then she has the Butterfly 1 through 6, and then after that she's supposed to be, I guess, doing Bloom. I don't know. I know. Thank you for my. Okay, so Latoya Watts, that's in here. She is the creator of said hoodie.
Okay.
And this cup. So she did this for Jatoria C. So she do book merch.
Okay.
So thank you. I did a job of the day. So after a while you'll see it.
Okay.
Um, who? Which character do you identify best with?
Ooh, that's a good one.
And I can't tell you who I identify best with. Oh yes, I can. Yes, I can. Oh, let me tell you my book husband. So that's my husband. My boyfriend is Shane Duncan from Olivia Linden's series, the RB series. That's a
I have it on
contemporary
my shelf and I gotta read it next year.
girl.
So many good things about it.
Oh my God. So Shane is the last book. Shane Duncan, and then my sneaky link is everybody else.
Not everybody else, baby. Not
Well, I
everybody
slip and slide. I slip and slide through different books.
Oh, she said everybody else, baby.
Everybody else.
I can't. Okay. So who do I identify with most? This year. I'm gonna go with this year because there's some ones from previous years. Um, Okay, so see if you would have gave me these questions, but I'm glad you didn't give me these questions before. So the person that I identify most with, hold on, where is she?
Let's see. Who do I identify most with? I think I have one.
Poppy
From Hood.
from the Hood Flower Girl by M. Monique. Because as prim and proper as I appear to be online, I ain't always been saved. Listen, there's a reason why I go sit on that lady couch every month. There's a reason.
I got one.
I love me some Poppy. And she made me feel seen this year, baby.
I have one. I think I have one.
Okay.
Y'all don't judge. We listen and we don't judge.
Immediately, we don't judge.
Mine is from Sharice Carr's book. So what's the lady name? What's the lady name? So
Oh,
hold on. Um because she have a book coming out. I can't think of that lady name only because I'm put myself on I wasn't expecting to answer these questions today. Um it is oh, I can't think of it. Oh, Jesus. It's Stone. What is that lady's name? But she's most like me. It's there we go. It's Countdown to His Love. And it's what is her name? Harper.
Harper,
I'm
yes.
gonna say I'm most like Harper in that I will pop off behind mine.
I know that's right. That's how I feel about
If
Poppy.
if no, seriously, if I'm in a relationship, I will pop off behind mine. I'm quiet. I don't argue in public. If I do argue in public, it is so severe I can't control myself. But if I know my guy and you doing too much, I'm not saying nothing. I'm just gonna pop you in your mouth.
That's how I feel. I feel it. 100%.
Lighting fires, I'm all them. I'm up out of there.
But if I had to combine two FMCs to come up with the perfect conclusion of who I am and the multifaceted side of me, because there is the businesswoman in me who works in tech, and I think about her every once in a while, although she's not in tech. It's Anissa Shaw,
Who is she from?
The Last Substitution by El Medeiros.
Okay. I have
Have
to
you
read
read
that.
that?
I haven't read that.
You got to read it. So here's the funny thing. I am not a sports or music girly when it comes to these books. This is a sports romance.
Mm-hmm.
And this was my first read by El Medeiros. And when I tell you, I didn't even realize I was reading a sports romance. Mama got me. She got me a strong FMC who was about her business and who was able to be soft and being able to be herself in her full soft girl era at home, but she was a boss out in the streets when she was killing the game as an
Mm-hmm.
girl. Yes, that's me. That's me. Because I will go into the office and kill it. At home, I am soft as puddle.
I
I know.
wish I could. I wish. You know what I'm learning? I am learning through books and self care now
Mhm.
is to be soft with myself
Yes.
because I can't be soft outside of myself.
Hmm.
I have to be because I'm single, and it's by choice. I don't think people understand that I'm single by choice. And when I'm ready to get in a relationship or get a boyfriend, see, getting a boyfriend is easy. Finding a decent guy, because I don't have to be married. I don't desire that anymore. I'm too old to do all of that. I'm not procreating. I'm not doing those things. So to be soft with myself, I had to learn. I'm learning to be soft with myself so that if I should get in said relationship, I know what to expect.
Hmm. I get that. I get that. So funny story. And somebody told, I forgot who I was talking to. They say I want to read that story. So when I a year before I met my now husband, I went on a soft journey of just dating myself, pouring into myself, being single, doing all the things that I like for myself, and wanted to learn to re-love myself because I had dated a whole bunch of dirt bags, and I was like, "Ooh, this is ghetto. I don't want to do this no more." So I was like, I'm gonna be to myself, by myself, for myself. And I was like, Lord, if the next man come and he ain't from you and he ain't my husband, I don't want him. I spent that time pouring into myself so that when I got married, when I feel like I don't want to be on all the time, I can still be in love with myself. Like I don't lose
Right.
myself in my marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And I told my husband then when I was dating, um, either you want to be with me or you don't. You got 3 months to figure it out. So call it a day. He figured it out in 2 weeks. And I was like, okay. I said, well, I don't want to be married for 4 years. I want to keep living. I want to date. I want to court. I want to do these things. And he was like, cool. We were married in 4 years. And I was like, I don't want kids before marriage. We had kids after I got married. And then I was like, I just want to go back to learning to fall in love with each other, but also falling in love with myself after I became a mother. So I went back to learning to date myself, to pour into myself, and do all those things that I used to love when I was single. But while I'm married, I still don't lose myself. So that time that I got to pour into myself for that year still sticks with me. And it makes sense why you want to do that right now, so you're soft and you're gentle with yourself so you can prepare yourself to walk into something that is special, that is honoring to not only to the person you want to be with, but also to who you are, so you can remain true to who you are. So I feel
But
that 100%.
but again, I've had this opportunity before, and because life happened, I could not be soft. Like, okay, my father is 81; he is single.
Mm-hmm.
My mother passing away, I was her caretaker. My son and my daughter being a single mother and not really having the help and the support that they deserve, I had to be both. So really a lot of it wasn't a really a lot of opportunity for me
Mm-hmm.
to be soft with myself. And life happened. I had some other things going on, some life changing things that was going on. Then I had to say, okay, how am I going to make these ends meet? So again, I'm working 2 jobs.
Right.
I just didn't have the time to pour into myself.
Right.
And now that I am old enough to not give a damn, and my kids are grown, and everybody is responsible for said self,
Mm-hmm.
it's me time. Not me being selfish, but me so that I can love on myself, so I can give enough love to you.
Right.
You know, so
I,
I'm learning that at this tender age of 54.
and that's good though. Like I look at Yvette Nicole Brown, who just got married in her 50s. I think she's 52.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, she's in a new phase of her life. She went through that phase of learning to love herself and preparing herself for the marriage that she just had a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's honorable what you're trying to do. So I mean, it sounds good to me. It sounds
Mm-hmm.
good to me, and I really encourage you to keep on that route of just learning to love yourself because you're in a whole new phase of life. Your kids are grown. You've learned a lot. Honey, go for it. Go
And
for it.
my
I
form of
want to
self
read that
care.
story. I want to read more stories like that,
Me
where
too.
where
Me
women
too.
are in their prime, in their older age. Like I don't mind reading about younger people, like in their 20s. Sometimes I don't mind reading about people in their 30s because I'm in my 30s. But I want to read more like Lilith by Alexandria House, who was in her 40s, and she's
Mm-hmm.
learning about love at this age and encouraging herself to be free sexually and welcoming like this new love that she's getting. I love that. I want to read about older women being in their prime and having love stories. I want to read about that.
Yeah, because the oath, I was like,
By T.M. Richard.
Tati.
Tati Richardson.
Tati. T is TM, but her name is Tati.
Yeah.
Baby, she did it for me. I was like, so she in her 40s and she having three boyfriends?
I know
Hmm.
that's right, baby. Get your life.
Hmm. And it got me thinking, could you? Could you not?
Could you juggle?
I think I could be in a polyamorous relationship. I don't know if I can do them. I don't think I could do male, male, female, but I can definitely do male, female, male.
Gotcha.
So male, male means the two males have relations with each other.
Gotcha.
So male, female, male means a male and me and another male.
That makes sense. I can see that. I think I would prefer that too. If that
Yeah.
was my option, if I was in a monogamous relationship, I can see that.
Yeah. I think at this age, I think I could do that. I mean, I have to really sit with myself.
Okay. Listen, have you seen some of these conversations they've been having on TikTok about lavender relationships and stuff like that?
No, what is that?
A lavender relationship is when a straight woman is in a relationship with a gay man. And if they want to have relations, they can, but they have the companionship of each other. Even though they may not be finding love outside of themselves, but they're finding their companionship with each other. That's how I interpret it to be. And so they date other people if they want to, but they're in a relationship with one another for that companionship.
I can't.
I got you.
I need to behead the throne.
I know that's wrong. I know that's right. Baby, listen.
I need to be able to sit on the throne.
I know that's right. There are now. See, the other part about that is the man is usually bi,
Mm-mm.
and I'm like, that's a lot going on, baby. That's
Mm-mm.
too much. I
Mm-mm.
was
That's our country to create. Her and her husband got divorced, and they were in a lavender relationship because he wants to focus. He wants to explore
mm,
this. Yeah, and I would be pissed.
yeah,
I would be pissed. As you know, I feel like I should be in the.
my color. It's not mine either. I like pink. But listen, I'm learning about these different things that people are talking about and these different relationship types. I'm like, oh, that's not for me. Would I read it possibly?
Yeah,
But
absolutely read it.
but what I can't do is for me. I'm strictly dickly in a committed relationship. I'm fine. I'm a germaphobe, high key. So I don't know about the swappings of fluids. I can't do it.
I see. I'm okay with as long as it's. I need that contract between the three of us.
She
I
said, "Need a
do.
contract."
I need that contract that you're not stepping outside. You agree not to step outside, and I won't step outside
Right. I know that's right.
because diseases are real.
They are, and the people today are not having these conversations about diseases the way that they did when we were kids.
Mm-mm,
They needed Jesus.
mm-mm. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay. Favorite? Did I? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Favorite villain? I
Ooh.
got one.
Favorite villain, as in they did a good job at being a villain, and I hated them so much.
However you want to do. My favorite villain because I was like, I know you fucking lying. Excuse my language, but I know you lying. So, um, yeah.
David, oh my god, I don't know. Give me yours, because
Mine is the mother-in-law. The book, the mother-in-law. What was her
I
name?
have that book and I gotta read it.
A. A. Lewis.
Yes.
What is the mother-in-law's name? Darrell, you in here? What was her name from the mother-in-law?
Oh, I got mine. I
Who?
got mine. I hate him so much. I hate him so much. Jesus, I hate this man. And I hope Blossom and E Bowser show up right now. Speak them into existence. I want them to come on in the room. Because listen, I can't stand this man. Can't stand him.
Who is
Oh,
it?
you ready for me? Bart. I can't stand Bart. Vanilla Isis. I can't stand him. I can't stand him.
Veronica Daniels, that's her name. Veronica Daniels, the mother-in-law, was a whole hot ass mess.
Listen, I've heard some things. My friend read it. She was like, "Oh, this is a time, baby. Why did you recommend this to me?" She's like, "You sure you want to read this?" I was like, "Yeah, I want to read this. It's by A. A. Lewis. I love her." And I bought the books, and I'm like, I gotta put them on my shelves because covers are giving. And I got the SOB too. I definitely gotta read it. But
Girl,
my
I'm
villain
just
who
saying.
wrap up with is
That's
Bart.
that's a time. That's a time. That's a time. And yes, Darrell, Strawberry and what's the book, Darrell? It's by Sharice C. Carr. Uh um where she was the therapist and the therapist was trying to get the man,
Oh wow.
the husband, and
Ooh,
was setting up the husband.
not
Was
first
she
wife.
was doing too much, just
Not
doing too
first
much.
wife situation going on.
Yeah,
Wait.
Sharice writes some crazy stuff. She writes some crazy stuff. Triple C, she needs to be on your list. You gonna be like Sharice. That's all you hear from me.
Listen, I'm ready.
Okay. What okay, so what was your last now and next?
My last, okay, so my last was Hood Crucifixion, God's Plan by Blossom.
Okay.
My now is Hood Logic by Blossom Reigns. My next,
Okay, I'm trying to find my last now next. So sorry about that. Go ahead.
my next is Capri 3.5 by Jackwell J.
Okay. So my last was Capri 3.5.
Okay.
My now is Purdy's Holiday, a 90s love, I can't see it, old story. I think it's a spinoff from the 90s book.
Mhm.
My next, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to read Latoya Nicole's Gangsters book or if I'm going to read Hood Logic.
Oh, girl, you gotta read Hood Logic. I'm in it, and I am that lady.
And I think I'm going to read Hood Logic tonight because Blossom comes on Monday.
Definitely read Hood Logic. I'm gonna be finished tonight. I'm gonna be finished tonight because this is the last major uh thing I needed to do today. And I'm like, I'm diving back into that book. And I didn't try to take a nap. I'm up now. My coffee's kicking in. So I'm gonna be reading.
But I tell you, Blossom be having me.
Listen. Vitani and Godric was one thing, but Eliana and Karma, baby. Baby.
Karma's in this book. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And I shall not say nothing else.
Okay. I'm just listen.
I shall not say nothing else about that book. You need to read it before Monday because, baby, listen. Oh, and my last day of work is Monday too. I'm gonna be up here watching y'all talk because Blossom plays too many games. Her and Bowser play too much about the things that they be talking about with these books. I don't go in their group that much because they be feral and they be losing their mind. But when they get their butts up here on these lives, I be in there ready.
She tried to tell me. She said, Eve Bowser was like, okay, you know, I'm understanding that this is a setup for the AOK boys. But she said she had to finish.
Hood Retribution.
No, not Blossom. E. Bowser. She said she had to do Another Brothers That Bite.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then she had to do a zombie book. I think she had to finish up that one before she can dive into the AOK boys.
Okay.
I think. I think that's was our conversation.
Okay.
Woo! I'm just trying to tell you. So I know we asked for more books in 2023, 2024.
But I'm having a hard time to keep up. We asked for books and look at them. Look at them dropping. I'm telling y'all, people think I be lying when I say they be on the prayer line because 1 minute it'll be quiet. It'll be real quiet. Next thing you know, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, but next year I got enough time to read because I ain't got school no more. Mm, I'm gonna be reading next year.
That is funny. Um, it was one more question I had regarding books, and then we're gonna talk about content creation and all of that.
Ooh.
Um, what? Who? I'm not gonna say what. Who is your comfort author? If you can't read nothing else, who do you go
And
to?
Monique. And Monique, no question. No questions.
And mine is Siobhan Latrice. Girl, I be in them LA streets with her and the
Crenshaw King.
foolishness and the mayhem. Listen, if you looking for a good, if you want to know about LA culture,
She on my shelf. And I gotta read it. I got all the Crenshaw King's books. And I'm like,
and that's currently I'm talking about her past stuff.
I heard. I heard. But them Crenshaw Kings is what got me. I was like, look at these colors, just as beautiful as they want to be. So I bought them, and she's gonna take them off of Amazon, and then I'm gonna get whatever book comes out at the beginning of next year from her website or from the Bulls Books Boots and Bling.
I'll see you there. I'll see you. I'll see you in Tulsa too.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Listen,
showed Storm and Shannon my dress yesterday because Storm told me what she was wearing. Shannon was like she was getting hers together. Mine's a little short, a little something, something, something. It's
oh
cute.
baby, I'm going full bougie. I'm wearing a gown. I am wearing a gown.
I'm gonna be bougie ish.
Ish. Listen, I got my bougie cowgirl outfit for March, baby, and it's the week before my birthday too, baby. I'm cutting up. Bougie cowgirl is the theme for me.
I love it. I love it. Where so? What book events are you going to next year?
So starting in the beginning, in February, I'll be doing the Melanin Ball. March, I'll be doing. Yes, I'll be in Tulsa all 3 days. Um, March, I'll be doing Monica Walters' event. I keep forgetting
Bulls, boots, bling, boots. Girl, the
books
four
and
B's. The four B's.
the 4 Bs. Then I'm doing Gray Huffington's Me and My Romance Friends because she's gonna go away. She's not gonna do book events for a while after that. That's in September. And then
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing Southern Hearts and Signed Kisses with Aisha Bree in October. And that's
Okay.
it for me because I ain't gonna have no more money. I still got to book a flight to Southern Hearts and Signed Kisses, and I got to book a hotel.
I still gotta get my flight for Tulsa. But for me, I'm doing a whole lot. It's my birthday month as well. So I'm starting off my birthday in Tulsa,
Mhm.
even though that's a month before. So I'm doing Tulsa. I'm leaving Tulsa, going to Atlanta for a month. From Atlanta for a month, I'm going to Monica's, the four B's, and then I'm coming home.
Okay.
My father was like, "You gonna be gone like a month?" Yeah, I am.
I'm doing a 3 month. Is it three? No, I'm doing 4 months of no spending. Like I'm not buying any books or anything. I'm gonna try. So I'm gonna need somebody to hold me accountable. I'm not buying no books that's not at a book event next year because I'm gonna be doing winter, spring, and then fall. I'm not buying no books that's not at these book events. And I got my big heavy duty suitcase too. Cause I messed up when I went to the boozy book tour and I didn't bring my heavy suitcase. You should have saw me just stuffing stuff, putting it in my purse, putting it in my suitcase. I made it, but it was some work getting in there, baby. It was some work.
Really?
Yes. I
Mm.
bought a lot of books. So
I
much
feel
to the point that Cash App said you have reached your max limit of purchases.
OMG.
Baby. Wait, what about Demon's Dream? Because y'all know me. Me and Damien Montana go together real bad. That was my first baby daddy.
Darrell, what do you mean by Demon's Dream?
Oh, and I saw the new cover. I'll be getting that. With the exception of Demon's Dream, because let me tell you something. I said when that exclusive cover comes, taking my money. I'm putting aside money specifically for Demon's Dream new release. The special edition. Yes.
You know what? This is just me. I have a hard time buying books that I already have the books for. I already have a signed copy. And I know the new covers be beautiful and stuff. I have a hard time buying another book.
So I will say this. It is only for specific authors and specific books I will do that for.
Okay.
So
I just have a hard time.
in Monique, I had already bought her whole catalog, but she re-released Blue, Gray, Kingston, and then she dropped August.
Right.
I have 2 copies of Blue, Gray, and Kingston.
And I mean, I can see that if I don't have it signed, then yes, I will buy it. I will buy it and gift away the other book. But am I cheap?
No. You ain't cheap. You ain't cheap. You smart. Some of us ain't got good sense. So I got Demon's Dream, the digital copy.
Uh-huh.
I have Demon's Dream, the physical copy. And I said, when the special edition comes, I'm getting a special edition. And if it comes with a book box, I'm getting the book box. Because let me tell you something, there's something about that book that has me in a chokehold. There is no other book that will have me like that. There's no other book that will have me like that. Because I just reread that book and it's still sitting with me. Ain't going nowhere.
I think that was one of the books. I wish I could write that beautifully.
It was so beautiful.
I
It,
mean,
it,
it was just as gory as it wanted to be, but I think that's a gift. I know that editing plays a lot into it, but to create a masterpiece like that to me is a great American book. Product of the Street to me is a great American book. Nina's book, the Porters, to me is a great American book. I don't know about y'all. Listen, don't. Where is my tambourine? I will get to preaching on here. What is okay? Good question. What's your definition of the great American book?
number one, black. Number one, black.
Well,
We're gonna start there. The Great American Book has to be a black book written by a black author, telling a black love story in all its complexities. That includes softness, that includes vulnerability, that includes authenticity, that includes the unexpected. And the unexpected includes, in some cases, the not so great parts, the not so great parts that still make us fall in love with these complex characters. So we know that we don't often get to have these safe spaces where we get to be vulnerable and soft and feel loved on as Black people in this country. We only get to get the hard versions of that. And so when it comes to having a great American story that is Black and authentic, we have to include both sides. The sides that society gives us and the side that society never allows us to experience. And when you combine the two, you have a great American story. That's me. That's for me.
I need not to even expound on that because you said it perfectly. Perfect. Perfect. That is the great American story for me as well. They have to be Black.
They have to be number one. Number one.
I
We all
mean,
have Black.
I applaud those that read outside of Black, but I don't unless
There's
I have to.
I don't have to. I don't have
I'm
to.
talking about like if it's something that I need for work, or if
Oh
it's
yeah.
something that I need because it's going to help me further the plight of what I want to do and what I'm trying to do
Hmm.
in this space, then yes, I'll read it.
Hmm.
But I'm not talking about fiction. I'm talking about nonfiction because I cannot
Oh, I can't.
I can't. I don't, just like they don't see themselves in us. I don't see myself in them. I don't feel seen. I don't feel heard. I feel nasty. I
It's
I
interesting you
feel
say
empty.
that because I was reading a nonfiction book that was on my list of self help and personal growth books. One of the books is called Get to the Point, and there was a section in there where he talked about giving the perfect speech, and he chose Taylor Swift versus Denzel Washington, and he made a speech where Denzel Washington was in a room full of people who understood Denzel Washington, and he was able to be authentically himself versus a speech where Taylor Swift had an aligned speech written out and so forth. And I was like, you just don't get Denzel Washington because I know the speech that you're talking about. And I looked it up on YouTube and I was like, this is a room full of people who understand Denzel Washington, to understand the authenticity of who he is. But I didn't see myself in that book. I didn't see myself in that book. And lastly, the book was called Get to the Point, and the book was not long, and they still didn't get to the point halfway through. So I DNF'd the book. So I was like, you couldn't get to the point. How you write a book called Get to the Point and you didn't get to the point? Foolishness.
So, how do you feel about authors who are non-melanated um, coming to your DMs and say that we don't read diversely? Do you get those DMs? Because I do.
I
Or
have
you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
no, I have gotten them before. I have gotten them before. And I will say this, for the most part, I've just been ignoring them as of late. And I've come to the conclusion that that's a you problem. That ain't a me problem. Because if you, for me to that person that's coming into my DMs, that's a you problem, not a me problem. Because what I like to read in my free time that I don't get paid for is my business. And it ain't got nothing to do with you, baby. But if I don't see myself in your book, then I can't read it. So, perfect example. Before I started diving into the book side, the book content, and I was on my colorful story page, if you were following me the past 2 years, then you know that I went through the Bridgerton series. And y'all know I love me some Bridgerton. Love it down. Love it down. Read the entire, binge read the entire Bridgerton series. Didn't see myself, but still love the story. It was a good book. Good series. Because I was falling in love with romance again.
Mm-hmm.
For a while, I stayed in the non-melanated books. Then after a while, I started saying, "Ain't no love nowhere. Where are y'all?" Then I found Asia Monique, and I said, after reading the Love in Seattle series by Asia Monique, I will never go back because I have tried, but it doesn't hit the same because I don't see myself. I am a black woman married to a black man with two black boys. If you're not writing my story, I can't relate.
I'm
And the
gonna
bare minimum,
apologize now because if you hear this whining in the back, that's Skittles.
that's okay. That's okay. If I can't see myself, can't picture myself in these characters who have cultural understandings of being black, I can't I can't stay in it. Like you couldn't get me to go back and reread Bridgerton. I can't.
I um I I can't. I'm just gonna say I can't. I tried to read the 50 Shades of Grey,
Oh, I did years ago.
and
Away.
I had already read Zane, and I was like, well, what is this? It was an immediate DNF for me.
I understand.
It was just an immediate, and it's no shade to you. I'm
Hmm.
just not your audience. I'm not your target.
Yeah.
It's no shade because you
It
might
is.
have a really good book. It's just that for me. I
Oh,
choose the authors that I like. I like to
absolutely.
be in them streets. I like to be
Hello.
soft.
Find me in a trap.
Listen, I like that. I might be in Octavia land, however crazy that may be.
You know?
But I cannot go and read anything like 50 Shades of Grey. I'm not going to read those other famous books. It boggles my mind. And then what pisses me off even more, anytime I go to these big name superstores, I mean stores, bookstores, I have a hard time finding us.
It's interesting you say that. So I don't know if I told you on one of your lives previously, but the Black Lit store out here in Dallas was the closest to me, and that's about an hour away. And it closed. The next black bookstore is about an hour and 45 minutes away from me. So there are none. They just opened up a Barnes and Noble maybe about 20 minutes away from me. I asked them for black romance authors. They didn't have a single one in the store. They didn't have Tia Williams. They didn't have Kennedy Ryan. And I'm like, you don't have Kennedy Ryan and you don't have Tia Williams. I know you ain't got nothing else I'm looking for. And I haven't even read those authors, but I know who they are. But if you don't have those popular recent black authors, I know you don't have nothing else for me. I know for a fact they didn't have Brenda Jackson. I'm sorry. Yeah, Brenda Jackson. I know they didn't have her. I know they didn't have Beverly Jenkins. So I'm like, at this point, I'm not even looking for it in those bookstores. I'm going to half price books. I went back to the same half price books that I had to sell all of my black romance books to years ago. You know, I found one of my other books in there years ago because they haven't sold it. It has been almost 10 years. It has been almost 10 years and that book was not on that show. That book was still on that show.
Wow, that's crazy. That's wild.
And the only reason why I know it is because I wrote my name in my book.
That is wild.
Yep. I wrote my name in my book. And I didn't purchase it. I didn't purchase it because for me, having to sell my books at a rough time that I was in was an emotional phase for me. It was very hard for me to sell my books because I was so attached to my books. And when I talk about my books, I'm talking about my Brenda Jacksons, my Omar Tyrees, my Eric Jerome Dickies, my Zanes, my Nikki Turners, my Terry Woods. All of those books I had to sell. All of those books I had to sell. That was my introduction to black romance. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to buy it from here. I'm going to buy it again. At some point, I'm going to rebuy all of those books. And I want the authors themselves to get the credit for those books. I don't want half price books to get the credit for those books.
Right.
And I remember distinctly hearing from the seller when they only, like, I basically gave it away. But I sold over 50 books. And I only walked away with $30 because they were black romance. And they told me in that area it would be a hard time to sell those books because they were not popular for the area. And I was like, what? These are some real heavy hitters. What you mean they're not gonna sell? And sure enough, in 2024, I found a book that I had to sell in 2016 on the shelf.
That boggles my mind.
Yeah,
That boggles my mind.